Hi, good morning. This is Fred Henning from Out of Box Wealth. Hope you're having a blessed day and you and your family are doing well. Love, peace, abundance, prosperity to you. And today I wanted to talk about life force. And life force is that force, that energy that actually animates and manifests life in our reality, in our awareness. Different names are chi, or ki, prana, a lot of different names that the ancients have, called this energy that, in fact, gives us life and gives everything life. And when we think about universal life source, the actual power that is behind everything, that is keeping everything together. When you look at the atom, when you look at any part of our material world, and you go down to the subatomic level, and you look and you see that it appears that there's a lot of empty space. Looks like there's only a just very, very small percentage that we would actually consider solid, that would actually consider not wave, but matter. And when you look at that and you realize that, hey, what's in all that, supposedly empty space? And of course, every time we go smaller and smaller, we find out that connecting everything is energy. And it's energy that is keeping everything together. And so it is literally impossible that there is not an organized mind behind all of it. Otherwise, everything would just be floating off and nothing would be staying together. These incredible patterns, these amazing cycles of planets, of galaxies, of solar systems, our whole entire existence is running according to patterns, running according to laws. And one of those forces is life force energy, prana, chi, ki. And today, according to the ancient calendar, is a day for us to be in a conscious awareness, a communion with life force. And to just think about that, to think of our connection, because we're all connected. Without life force, without energy, without electricity flowing through our body, without the electricity that flows through the nerves and goes to our body, goes to our muscles, when our brain has a thought, hey, scratch your chin, and it's the electricity that goes from my brain through the nervous system and makes me do this, scratchy, scratchy. It's based on energy, and all of that energy has an original source, and it's a source that it's still flowing from, and it's really, really cool. If anybody has watched any type of energetic photography, Kirlian photography, any type of maybe video visualization. I think a lot of people have watched The Matrix, but when Neo, when he rose up from the dead, when he resurrected, and his vision, he was able to see all of this energy, which in his vision was the Matrix that he was seeing. But when you look at the energetic level, the energetic dimension of all reality, there is in fact all of these different currents of energy flowing through everything and manifesting everything. And it's really, really cool. It's really, really interesting. And when we look at it that way and we have a focus, when we have at least the mentality, the energetic mentality, it can really, really change our lives. There's so many different things, sound waves, just magnetic waves that are flowing from things. Just the water running and flowing behind me is making a sound, and that sound is energy. And anytime we hear running water, it's so soothing, it's so relaxing, and brings us to a place of original creation, and brings us to the sound that the ancients have named Om. Another energetic wave, energetic vibration. And when the water is flowing over the rocks, It causes a subtle vibration in the rocks, in the minerals, in the rocks as well, and in the minerals in ourselves. And that's what we're sensitive to. That's why when we come to nature, when we come out to Mother Nature and we come away from environments that have a lot of electromagnetic interference, or even we could say like an electromagnetic toxicity sometimes, and we come out to nature and we feel the original pure vibrations, the original pure energies, the energies that were here from the beginning. And if we don't change our course and we don't end up on the next extinction list on planet Earth as beings, these energies will still remain, even if we're not here. So these are the clean, clear, pure energies. And when we think of being clean and clear, and we think of our own energy, because when we focus on our own personal energy, we can find that there are other energies that may be running parallel, or that may be channeling our energy in different directions. And these can be events that happen to us in our life. They can be moments. They can be things that were spoken unto us. They can be harmful things that were spoken unto us. They can be things that happened to us as a child, disappointments, disagreements, situations where we were in a relationship of seeking the approval of others, and felt like if we didn't do something that we didn't want to do, that the others wouldn't approve of us. A lot of us have this underlying memory in us simply from starting school, from going to school. Most of us, felt resistance. We didn't want to leave our nice, safe home and go out and be amongst a bunch of strangers who we didn't know. We didn't want to go into the unknown, but we were forced to. And a lot of times just the feeling of going into the unknown like that, already feeling resistant, already feeling fearful, carried that feeling with us, and a lot of us recorded that feeling, and that feeling can maintain with us today. And then what happens? Someone else's intentions that we submitted to are having access to us, maybe even still today, and still have access to our energy. And what that does is it drains us. It drains us because it's literally feeding off of our life force, feeding off of our personal energy. So when we realize, when we have the understanding and the mindset and the spiritual practice of Genothi Seyutan, know yourself, because when we know ourselves, we begin to understand ourselves, we begin to understand what we're doing, we begin to understand what is manifesting around us, to us, and through us, based on our own paradigm, based on our own perception, attached to our own personal power. When we recognize these things, we start to become aware of, again, maybe ancient paths that were handed down to us, and maybe just through our DNA, maybe through our family lines. And we can find that there are areas where our energy is leaking off into other channels, into other areas that are not doing us any good, that are not helping us, that are not assisting us, and that are actually harming us because we're being drained by it. And so when we find that out, the cool thing about your personal energy is that it listens to your voice. So if you simply become aware of an area where your energy is leaking off in a different direction, you first say, no, don't go there. Come back and go where you belong. And then what happens is we have a clear channel, and we can channel that energy in a clean direction, and therefore become clean and clear. When we become clean and clear, we're able to become masters, we're able to become managers, we're able to become authors of our own energetic connection to Source, to God, to Creator, to original being, to our higher self, whatever you're comfortable with. but you all can recognize that we do have this type of energetic connection. And when we recognize it, and through a way and through a practice that we feel comfortable with, that we don't feel judgment, that we're not judging others, that we're not judging ourselves, and that we especially don't feel condemnation. We don't feel like we have to do it a certain way, that somebody else told us we have to do it, or something bad is going to happen to us. When we are in a situation where there is no toxic influence, where there is no fear, and we are able to allow our God-given energy as a gift, given to us as a gift, when we are able to allow that energy to flow through an instruction that we have peace with, that we desire to have, that we desire to manifest, that we desire to live, that we desire to contribute to our own true, authentic self. Clean and clear energy, knowing who we are, knowing what we desire, knowing what energizes us. And that's the really, really awesome thing about being in clean and clear energy flow, is that that energy that flows out of us isn't just a draining a draining existence. It isn't something that drains us. It's something that empowers us as it flows through us. As love flows through us, it doesn't drain us, it actually empowers us. And when that loving energy flows out of us and goes into the creative realm, it creates a manifestation, it creates a feedback to us that is an energetic return. So what happens is that energy goes out, it multiplies, and it returns to us multiplied, and it feeds us even more, because we're not living a life where we have a constant cycle of negative events or negative occurrences or negative patterns that drain us, but we exchange that for positive events, positive experiences, loving situations that feed us and energize us. And then we can start to see a future that is filled with love and light, peace, happiness, positive expectancy, prosperity, abundance, health, well-being, all the experiences that our human self, that our physical self not only thrives in, but multiplies and gives out an energetic signal to the rest of humanity, and then it creates a momentum, and then we begin a momentum and a flow that is beautiful. It's wonderful. If anyone looks into, and it's on my website, excuse me, outofboxwealth.org, the Maharishi effect. And when we look into the Maharishi effect and how powerful it is, for just a few people, they found that it only takes the square root of 1% of a population to create a positive effect in the rest of the population. When we have an awareness of our energetic flow, and then our energy, our chi, our life force that flows through us, that creates an actual toroidal field, a torus field around us, through our biofield, through our bioelectric field, through our own personal chi, through our chakras, and through our heart center, sends out that signal to those around us, whether they're conscious of it or not. It creates a new world. It creates a new manifestation of not just experience, but possibilities. Because when we feel positive and we feel happy, we start to see the positive, happy possibilities that are available and possible for us and those around us in our future. It just creates such a wonderful, loving momentum. So when we take a moment to just simply allow our awareness to focus on the flow of life force and the truly amazing capabilities and possibilities and power that it has to restore our earth once again to the original garden paradise that it was created to be, causing a wave and ripple effect throughout and around our whole entire planet. and radiating throughout all reality without any type of limit, because that's how powerful energy is. So love, blessing, peace, abundance, prosperity in absolutely every area of your life and the lives that you influence. Love, blessing, peace, shalom to you. Namaste.